home.
Mm.
Family being my father's home. That was a good time. You brought your partner.
My boyfriend.
Okay. If that's how you want to do it.
That's how I want to define him.
I like that.
I got to give props to your partner / fiance.
Yeah.
Because last Wednesday, she mentioned that we would be painting clams.
That's right.
And I was like, that's weird.
It is weird.
And then I get there and I'm like, this is perfect. This is exactly what I wanted. A calming, like artistic activity. Right. Because sometimes it can get like awkward. You know, there's no music. It's just like the news playing in the background. And it's like, am I going to start drinking at 2 p.m. so I can be hammered by 3 when the guests arrive? So that was like the perfect activity.
I thought she was joking. She talked about this painting clams thing. And I went, that's not a thing. I've never heard of that. And then the night before, she brought home a bunch of clams that she found on the beach. And not the good kind either. The stinky old clams from just the sand. And she took them and washed them out. And I go, what are you doing? She goes, we're painting clams. I went, oh, okay. I guess we are doing that.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's a thing that I just don't know about, or if it's a tradition in some, like perhaps it's regional.
Oh, I thought it was just like a her thing, like maybe a her family thing.
Yeah, I mean, I've never heard of it. She actually had like a real family growing up that was like close, and they did stuff together and had traditions, and it's weird.
Interesting.
Kind of,
and she's also very artistic, so I thought maybe it was just like literally just a her thing where she's like, I have this great idea, but she knew foresight. She was like, I know there might be a bit of a lull. We might need a group activity.
Yeah.
And even a lot of the men that showed up where it's like, I'm not painting clams. That's what my dude said.
Yeah.
20 minutes later, he's painting clams.
Painting some clams. I would say it was about 50% participation on the clam painting.
It was really fun. I really enjoyed it.
Contest at the end. I did one clam, which I failed. I should have brought it. I could have showed it off. I tried to make my cat, or June, our cat, into the Easter Bunny and failed miserably. In my defense, the material was cheap paint and cheap brushes. So I blame the material, not my artistic ability.
That's probably what it was.
Yeah, it was fun though.
A lot of fun. I got pretty drunk and played with the 7 little dogs.
Oh my God,
in
Dog
attendance.
Central.
I was in heaven. I mean, just being like drunk or surrounded by like little, I mean, they're not puppies, but little dog. Any little dog is a puppy. Okay. Surrounded by puppies. I was just in doggy heaven. Even the Whippet, which I don't find to be a particularly attractive dog. No offense.
Yeah.
It's like a baby.
Okay.
It looks like a little greyhound.
Yeah.
You know, but I love that dog. Great dog.
It's a great dog.
Yeah.
Yeah. All good dogs over there. Lots of people too. Some of my, stepmom. I don't really feel comfortable calling her my stepmom, but my dad's partner, I guess.
I feel the same way about my stepdad.
Yeah.
I'm like, you're my mother's husband.
Yeah.
You're not my dad.
I think she would say the same about like, you're not my son.
My husband's son.
Yeah. We have a good we don't have a bad relationship or anything. It's just not that it's not a parent.
Yeah, but she's been in the picture for a minute though.
Oh, a long time.
Huh.
Yeah. I mean, gosh, 30 something years now.
Wow.
Plus.
Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, it was a good time. Some of her family was over there. I felt kind of happy for her that she had some of her clan, because usually it's just like my uncle and me and my dad, and we're just drinking and carrying on, and she needs more of a calming environment. So she had some of her folks there, which was good.
Yeah, no, everyone was great. I only had one. It's not even a criticism. It's something that happened, and I didn't know how to rectify it.
Oh, what happened?
The terribly long silence when we all started eating.
Oh.
Oh my God. You didn't feel that? Were you that drunk?
I was
just
pretty
like,
drunk.
I didn't know what to say. Felt like I should say something, but I'm like a peripheral character in this group of people.
Yeah.
And
well,
then
everybody's
it's like,
eating.
No, it was just quiet. Imagine like 12 people and no one's talking. Just
I don't know. I feel like people can't handle silences for a very long time. Anybody these days, and sometimes it's okay to not have anything to say. Or you're eating. You're using your mouth to eat ham or whatever you were eating.
I know, but like all 12 people at once not talking.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I think that's totally normal.
It probably was, but I I felt it to my core. And if I wanted to say something, just be like, bah, 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 like break it up a little bit, but didn't know what to say because I was drunk.
I mean, I didn't really notice. I enjoyed eating the food. I enjoyed drinking. I cracked open a nice bottle of whiskey that I've been saving, and I got to try it. I always like good occasions like that because you get to share it. And I don't know, it's just fun. It's nice to have a little get together. I used to hate those when I was younger. Teenager, you ate everything, right? But now as an old man, I relish those opportunities to have a community together at one time.
I saw on Instagram that like hit me in a weird way, but it was something to the effect of like all the things that were considered punishments as a child are like things you savor as an adult.
Yeah.
Like nap time,
right?
Or quiet time. Those are the only two examples I can think of. Family time. I don't know.
Like you have to stay in the house and not do anything.
You're like, great, awesome.
Sounds good.
Would
don't
love
have to spend money and can do something else.
Right.
I did get these cool magnets in. I don't know if you can see those. It is the Homemade Broadcast logo there, a little magnet. If you want one of those, send me an email, thehomemade_broadcast@gmail.com. And I got stickers too. I made some stickers. They didn't really turn out that great though. Some
different ones than these?
Yeah. They might be in there. See if they're in that drawer. They're like fabric stickers.
Any of these?
I might have even thrown them away. They did not turn out very good.
Okay.
Anyway, so I got some of that stuff. Email me your address or text it to me, 813-693-2124. You can do that anytime. I got some nice texts over the weekend. I do respond to those. And YouTube's always good. Give it a thumbs up and comments and all that stuff that helps with the algorithm. All that good stuff. So yeah, thanks for coming. That was fun.
No, thank you for having us. That was a great time. I thoroughly enjoyed it.
Very good.
You know, when you leave and you're like, that was great. That was like wholesome and fun. I like it.
Everybody contributes, brings something, and like it makes a fun time. Yeah, I like it too.
And the booze helps, of course.
Definitely. Oh my God, does it ever? So I was talking to you about this story just before we started, and you were up in Pennsylvania, I think, when this happened, but it was a very viral, and I was wondering if it went viral other places or if it was just kind of a viral event in the Tampa Bay area. Captain Brock Horner, that means nothing to you.
No.
You're not familiar with the kid who was attacked on the water.
No.
For no reason, apparently.
No.
It's interesting.
A child, really?
A child. Yeah. Huh. A young boy was attacked. I wanted to find it. Where is it? They did an interview with him. Is this it? 22nd. Yeah. Share this tab. Now, I don't know if this has the original video, but I can give you kind of a brief rundown here. Essentially, what happened was the video cuts in. I don't like any of these things where the videos just start.
And it's already a hot conflict.
And it's a hot situation because you don't know what happened before that video started. And people are, for some reason, have not learned their lessons over the years. I'm thinking of the Coington Catholic kid. That one is coming to mind, where it was just a smug little white jerk that
in a
MAGA hat, smiling in the face of some innocent Native American man playing a drum. And that went viral, and there were like death threats against this kid. But you didn't see what happened before it, which was told a completely different story. I don't really exactly remember what happened. I was going
to ask. I think the Native American man was like taunting him and like kind of harassing the boys, because I know they were there. It's like a high school trip or something.
Yes, it was for March for Life or something like that they were there for. And then the Black Hebrew Israelites were there too, cussing at the kids and whatever. And I don't know. Long story short was that they sued CNN because they were one of the main perpetrators of
and Washington Post, right?
Yes,
they got a big payout from them,
and they got a huge payout, undisclosed, which means a very big.
You don't have to even have a career if you don't want to.
But it made me think of this because it was another. Now, keep in mind, I don't know who was wrong here, and perhaps the Captain Horner, the guy who got a bunch of hate online, maybe he was wrong, but his main concern, from what I can remember from the video, is he accused the kid, the quote-unquote 22-year-old kid, who was talking a big game, even in the video, before the Captain Horner jumped on his boat, and then proceeded to cry and say that I'm just a kid, don't hurt me. He's 22, not really a kid. So that bugged me. But the main qualm was that he didn't have his lights on his boat, the kid. I'm going to say quote unquote kid.
Be very dangerous, depending on what time of day it was.
And they almost collided, yeah, because there was no sunlight. It was pre-dawn. So I think the kid, quote unquote, has denied this and said, no, I did have my lights on. And it was somebody else that you were thinking of. Okay, we could take his word for it, but also it's possible maybe that the kid didn't have his lights on. I think that's at least within possibility, right?
Certainly.
And if that was true, that the kid didn't have his lights on and they almost collided, I would be mad. If I were the other guy that almost hit him, if you didn't have your lights on.
Anger is a justified emotion in that case.
I would think so. And, even in the video, I doubt they're going to show it here. I tried to find it for you real quick. I couldn't find it. But I will say that the Captain Horner, I think, overreacted. He let his anger get the best of him, wasn't able to control it, jumped on the boat. Although the kid said, I remember him saying, what are you going to do, bro? What are you going to do? Those are kind of fighting words. That means, do you want to fight?
Throw hands, yeah.
Do you want to fight or not? And Captain Horner went, okay, let's fight, and got on his boat. And that's when he, I'm a kid. I'm a kid.
Well, what happened? Were any punches thrown?
No punches thrown.
So nothing happened, really. I mean,
yeah,
it's hostile, but
the kid, quote unquote, the 22-year-old man, kind of wimped out, and so he took him back to his boat, and that's where the video ended. That's where the altercation ended. I think that, like I said, I think the captain let his anger and emotions get the best of him. However, I don't understand the amount of hate that, he got. It was just two guys working out a dispute.
Neither one of them were children.
Neither one of them were children. I think the captain was 40, the older guy, and the kid was 22.
Yeah, he just identified as a child in that moment.
That's right.
I'm a child now. You can't hit a child.
That's right. That's right. But I wanted to see, because the kid gave an interview, so I thought maybe we could watch that together, see if we get any more information about it. And just from what I said, now I know you didn't see the video, like, where are you at on this? I think I painted a picture with my bias, so you might agree with me.
Oh, can I see the video first?
Yeah,
I want to see you, read his body language if he looks like he's lying.
There's a lot of cursing in it, so I can't.
I thought it was an interview, on.
Well, this is the interview. Maybe they'll blur. Okay, but see, you're only going to get snippets of it.
That's okay.
You're not even going to get the condensed moment in time where you don't know what happened. You're only going to get snippets.
I thought you were going to show me the interview, not the.
Yeah, I'm going to show you the interview.
Okay.
I am going to do that. All right. Let me do that.
You just.
Let's do it.
Let's see if I.
Hold on. Let's do it.
Fill it in. Gage Tols does this on repeat.
It's what I live for. Every bad day that I have, you go fishing and you don't remember the bad day. It's more of a good day.
He first started fishing with his dad at about 5 years old, and he hasn't stopped since. Now at 22 years old, he's out on.
Okay, so they say in the story, that's not a kid.
He is very scrawny.
He is scrawny.
I can understand why he didn't want to throw hands, but then you should not talk a big game.
Right. That's true.
In the water every single day. But a normal day fishing on the Peace River is now a day he'll never forget.
Please, bro. Bro, I'm a kid, bro. Please.
While Gage was out fishing by himself on April 1st, Captain Brock Horner of Tarpon Coast Fishing began threatening him. Horner got so heated, he even got on Gage's boat.
Ultimately, he did slowly inch his boat up to me. And yeah, when he jumped on my boat, that's when it went from, me just, all right, brushing this guy off to now fearing that I was going to die.
Gage saw Horner's anger about 3 days.
So that I didn't see any parts where he goes, all right, what are you going to do, bro? You're trying to look tough in front of your friends. What are you going to do? I didn't see that in this news piece.
Before he filmed
in the original vid. Yes.
Now viral video. He says Horner's.
Oh, you could kind of hear it. Did you hear it? What are you trying to do? It's kind of in the background.
Viral video. He says Horner sped past him and his friend around 5 a.m.
He stopped and immediately starts cursing at us and calling us all types of names and stupid, because we didn't have our lights on, but we both did have our lights on. And I just think.
So this is the main dispute. We got to figure out who's telling the truth here,
Right.
who didn't have the lights on. It seems like if he did have his lights on, there wouldn't be an issue. Because his qualm is that you didn't have your lights on.
Right. And is it possible that he has the wrong guy? That Horner has the wrong guy?
It is possible.
So he's like, what's going on? I'm just doing my thing. I got my lights on. I'm playing by the rules, and now you're mad at me.
And I think that's what this kid, quote unquote,
claiming,
said was this was the other guy who is now no longer here now.
No longer here.
That he left. He was fishing and he left. Yeah.
Think maybe he wasn't paying attention, which it happens, you know.
The whole situation shook Gage to his core, but he says it won't shake his love for reeling in the best catch.
I'll still be chasing the fish every single day. I love to fish. It's my passion. It's everything. It's what motivates me to get through life.
Shut up. I hate local news, like even the way that like the cadence, and this was a day he would never forget.
That's right. Shut up. Yeah. Here's the this guy, look at him. He doesn't look.
He looks like he's from Plant City.
They found out he was like a veteran and might have had some PTSD issues, but then I heard he wasn't in combat.
That's also
doesn't
just
matter.
Also that is like not an excuse. If something bad happened, like be like, well, you have PTSD. Well, then don't go out in public. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm not saying anything that he was guilty or whatnot, but I hate when people like, well, he has autism. Well, he has PTSD. Well, it's like, no, you're human.
You're an excuse. It's an excuse to be a jack off.
Correct.
Yeah, it definitely can be. Yeah. I don't know. I felt really bad for this guy just with the amount. And it's like he had a bad moment too. You know, you don't know what his day-to-day is like. You don't know what he's going through, like, and I know it's no excuse, but sometimes I was a jerk to JoJo on email. He's having a bad day, and I immediately apologized for it, and
everything's fine.
No, it's not, but that's fine. I don't know. I just felt bad and just the amount of like people love a good dog pile, and especially online where you don't have to show your face and worry about getting it smacked or have any consequences, where you're just an avatar and you can just really say terrible things about people online. He just got eviscerated. And in fact, police had to say, leave this guy alone.
Yeah. I will say this. I don't know what happened. I don't know who's guilty. I don't know who I would see as the guilty party here. But what I will say is I'm just very grateful that both parties are white.
That's at least we can say that.
It would have gone local to national real quick.
Oh yeah. Oh my god. Oh my god. If it was and already there's not a lot of black fishermen as it is out there on those sea waters.
I see you. Why can't you see me? Is it because of my skin color? No, it's because you didn't have your lights on. I'm getting on your boat, and I'm gonna be you. No.
Yeah, nah.
So just very grateful that it was how it was. And no one got hurt. Everyone's okay. This guy's life is a little ruined, but it's what it is.
Totally ruined.
What do you mean totally ruined?
His business is kaput.
What's his business?
He's a charter fisherman.
Oh, that was his business.
That was his business. He wasn't kidding. He's out on the water 300 days a year, taking people to fish. One of the guys on the boat like turned on him too and gave an interview like, this wasn't cool. This wasn't
like
cool.
One of his friends or one of the guys he was chartering.
I guess he had a film crew kind of following him around or something for either maybe a promotional video. I don't know what the context of the video crew was, but
just lost it.
That guy was like, totally just like turned his back on this guy. I just want to watch this real quick about people saying or police say leave him alone.
The attorney for the man targeted in this viral boat rage incident is now asking for the public to stop targeting the charter captain. Police arrested Brock Horner last Friday, charging him with burglary with assault or battery. That's after he was caught on camera in an intense confrontation with 22-year-old Gage Tols. Tols' attorney says while no one should have to endure that, Tols is asking that people stop sending threats to Horner, his family, and his attorney. He says to let it all play out in the courts. We also asked his attorney what they're looking for in this case.
He's not looking for, any type of major type of retribution.
Who's
obviously?
I believe this is the captain Horner's
attorney. Okay.
Attorney. Yeah.
It appears to me in watching the video that Mr. Horner may need some kind of treatment or help. If he's a boat captain, the way the video says, that he's on the water 300 days
Okay, maybe this is the other person's
Yeah.
attorney. Sounds like
A
it.
year, that's scary. That's scary. There needs to be some better training.
Horner has since bonded out of jail and is expected.
He got arrested for that, by the way.
Okay.
Jumping on the boat, which I guess is like piracy or something, which can get you, the penalty for that is like many years in prison. I don't think that's ever happened.
Piracy.
Yeah. I don't know. This is
I
like
thought it'd be more like trespassing.
that's piracy on the water because it's on the water.
Yeah.
You're boarding another vessel. I don't know. Just the way everybody's talking about this, like, watch out, this guy is unhinged. He got mad. You don't know if that's like how he is all the time. Has nobody ever been mad? Have you been cut off in traffic?
Yeah, but did
Nothing?
you get in someone's car and
No,
threaten to like whoop
I
their
didn't.
butt?
I agree that it's egregious. I also think that the kid kind of egged him on a little bit.
Sure.
He could have just been like, all right, if you really wanted to diffuse it, all right, either leave or, just, okay, all right, I hear you. Wasn't me, but okay.
Well, why
not like, what are you going to do?
Well, I think this is a little unfair here, is that you're expecting the best version of himself of the kid, but not of the other man. You know what I mean? Like you're expecting, you're like, this Brock guy was having a bad day. Why couldn't the kid be cool? Well,
no,
I mean, what if he didn't do anything wrong and he's like, why are you yelling at me? Like, leave me alone.
But there's only a few options that can happen, right?
Mhm.
Which is either like, so it's going to escalate though, each action. It's going to continue to escalate. When the kid says, what are you going to do, bro? You trying to act tough in front of your friend? Like, that's going to, okay, now it's increased a little bit.
Mhm.
You're getting to a point where physical confrontation is imminent. Now you could take the risk of maybe he'll back down, or he might board your boat and beat you up. But that's just, I mean, that's how these things, that's a nature of a confrontation.
But I mean, just because you egg someone on with your words, I mean, I don't think that's like, well, he had it coming. It's like, no, this guy should have been an adult and not boarded this other guy's boat to whip his butt.
I know it's two guys in a fight. I just feel like it's two guys in a fight that sometimes it gets to a point where there needs to be physical confrontation and it's over
I
with.
don't think there needs to be a physical confrontation.
If you de-escalate, there doesn't. You can leave the situation. You
there
can
ever
call the
needs
kid
to
could have
be.
called the cops or done something else. When you say to a guy who's very angry, and yes, I agree that this guy let me just start there, okay? That this guy on the screen got too heated and let his emotions get the best of him. But when you do that to a guy who's in that mode,
Mhm.
and then you go, what are you going to do? Are you trying to act tough in front of your friends?
Yeah.
I mean, what do you expect to happen?
I feel like there is a difference between like that kid, whatever, made a bad decision to escalate it. That still doesn't give the green light for this guy to board his boat. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, it was a bad idea, but at the end of the day, this was the guy who committed the crime in question. You know what I mean?
I agree.
Like, you're allowed to make bad decisions. You're allowed to escalate things. That doesn't mean that this guy can board your boat and, threaten physical violence.
Whatever you want on a boat. If somebody, let's say, I'm going to do an extreme example here.
Sure.
But let's say you're out on the boat with your family
Mhm.
and some guy exposes himself to your child. Is that just like, I can't do anything because he's on
You can call the cops.
Call the
But
cops,
you
or you
don't-
can go
you don't-
beat him up.
I mean, you could, but again, then you put yourself in danger of committing a crime.
Sure.
You can absolutely just call the cops and be like, there's a guy exposing himself on the waters to children. This is a problem. You're
Mhm.
fine. Then you didn't commit a crime. You're just what is it? Reporting a crime.
Yeah, I suppose,
If you go and beat that guy up, I mean,
Yeah.
you might get off, depending on who the judge is, but you still can't just go inflict physical violence on people unless it's like self-defense or someone is actively like getting raped or killed, and then you go and, intervene.
Mm.
But if there's no physical altercation, you can't just go and do that
Yeah.
to people. That's against the law. So
It is. And I just feel like probably just a small punch to the face could have just ended the situation.
could have
Maybe.
ended that little skinny man's life.
It could have.
That's why, honestly, even though we think this guy's life is over, I think it's a worse look for the other kid who was like talking all tough, and then he's like, "Please don't He was clearly like on top
Yeah.
of his boat, like I don't know what area that's called, the front of it, where he's like trying to like back away from the guy.
Yeah.
I mean, that's not a good look for a man.
No, it's not. Well,
It's
he
not
says
a good look for-
he's a kid.
Okay, but he's a 22-year-old man. He's built like a child. I'll give him that much.
Yeah.
He has the frame of a child, but he is
Mhm.
in fact not a child.
Hank Tank says he entered his boat. By the way, you can do super chats. We have super chats if you want, but I did see your comment. He jumped on his boat, which is equal to entering your home, you goof. No clue. Yeah, I mean, you're right. But if you're yelling something from your house, something happened. I mean, like, just it doesn't matter. What I'm saying is, like, you're escalating the situation. You could be like, you got the wrong guy. You know, there's just ways to de-escalate. None of that happened. And when it escalates and escalates and escalates, and then you just start crying, I agree with you that it's a bad look
Like,
on his part.
yeah, like you're allowed to exchange words. You can't, by law, jump on someone's boat and then threaten to beat him up. So
Yeah, I don't know.
It's a bad move on the kid's part, obviously, but you're allowed to make bad decisions without. That's not committing a crime.
Yeah.
Horner, unfortunately, got a little horned up.
He did.
He thought he was back in Afghanistan or something.
Yeah, I don't know. I still just feel like when you're in a situation like that and you're just escalating and then when you just he's surprised when it boils over.
Do you think it would have been a completely different outcome had the 22-year-old kid actually been not a little a wimp?
I think they would have just gotten a fight.
That's what I'm saying. Like if
And
it was just two guys and they have blows and he's
would it
like,
be a
you know what
national story, or
yeah, like I feel like it wouldn't have been
No.
as big of a deal because it would have just been like two blokes, exchanging punches versus like this guy who's like, oh my God.
that's what really did
That's
it.
a bad look.
It's a bad look. Yeah, well, that's really what made the video where everybody's like, "Oh my God, this man attacked a child." Because I thought he was like 16 or something when I saw the video.
Well, he looks 16, but
He
no,
does,
yeah, he's an adult.
He's not. He's a grown man who pays taxes and can go die in wars.
Here's a would you rather. Would you rather have your career ruined? Okay, let's pretend like we're not actually living this reality. Have your career ruined and like have to start from scratch, or never ever be able to get a date? Because I feel like, again, I'm not saying that's what happened, but it's kind of the two extremes where one guy's career is ruined. But if I were to see like a 22-year-old man go, I'm just a kid after talking smack.
Yeah.
Such a beta move.
Yeah, but this kid was all over like got invited to a bunch of things, and I just feel like he got invited to podcasts and to, like, oh, we need to make this right. Like, and I think maybe it's not even the fight itself, but it was the reaction that other people had to it, where they just like, this guy needs to die. And they were like threatening him and his and it's just like, not good. Not good. You shouldn't be doing that. It's not, I don't know. I guess I'm more upset with people's reaction who consumed it and
than
decided
the
to take
kid.
action.
But back to my question, would you rather have like your career be decimated or be a 22-year-old and never be able to date again because all the women are like, ew, how is that guy going to protect me when he's like, I'm just a kid?
Yeah. And it's on video.
It's on
and
video.
all over the internet.
Yeah.
And
So maybe they feel sorry for the kid, but that these women would never want to date him. If I saw a guy that I'm like, oh, maybe I'm talking to this guy, and I see him act like that when there's a confrontation,
that would drive you up.
1,000% no.
Be a raisin. You'd be a raisin.
0%. Absolutely not. Because guess what? If that happens again and I'm on board, I'm just going to be at the behest of whoever wants to do what they want to me, and no one's going to protect me. No one's going to provide provisioning for me.
Yeah.
Absolutely not.
It's true.
I think that's worse.
It might be worse. Anna. You could be right. All right. So we spent the first half talking about Brock Horner. We're going to say goodbye to Radio St. Pete and podcast listeners. If you want to head over to hmbradio.substack.com, you can subscribe, get the audio only show right after we record it. Extra time, cursing, naughty words, and just extra content. It's fun. Or you can wait till Sunday on YouTube and get it for free. I'm a bad businessman. What can I tell you? willsyoutube.com. Go subscribe. There we're live on Wednesdays at 6 p.m. So hopefully you'll consider joining us over there. You can interact. You can call me a goof if you want to in the comments, and I won't take huge offense to it, or board your boat if you do it. So how about that? Oh, and by the way, I guess we'll just say goodbye, Radio St. Pete. Goodbye, podcast. And thanks to our friends at Magic Mind, Anna. We're just going to leave this up. Everybody's going to get it early for free. Wow, what a gift. What a gift. And we want to say thank you to our friends at, pull it up. There we go. Magic Mind. Now, Anna, this is your second time.
Yes.
With the mind. Let me get a better angle so you can see us here. Yeah. Where is it? That's better. Yeah.
Nice.
Now we're talking.
Let me shake it up. Oh,
shake it up.
So strong.
Oh
my God.
Yeah, baby.
All right.
This is good.
Reclaim your brain.
Reclaim your brain. This is a I think they call it pretty much a mental performance shot, really. It's got the full.
You got your B vitamins. You got your ashwagandha, which is an adaptogen. It's super hot on the market right now.
Yep.
You got your lion's mane, which is a fungi, I believe. Which is I don't know too much about it. I know that it's hot and it's one of those.
It's good for your brain. It's a nootropic, right?
Yeah, nootropic. But what do they call it? The things? I can't remember. But it's good for a lot of stuff. Okay.
It is. So let's do it.
Cheers.
I like to take it. It's not really meant to substitute your coffee. I like to do usually do this. I wait to do it with you here on Wednesdays, but generally I'll take it with my coffee. It's kind of got like an earthy flavor to it.
I like it. A little minty.
Sweet. Yeah. It's good.
Yeah, it's not bad.
So head over. You can get your Magic Mind. And it gets you 48% off your first subscription or 20% off your one-time purchase with the code HMBLT. Let me put that on the screen for you so you can see it. Boom, right there. And that's the code. It is magicmind.com/HMBLT. Head over there, try it out. I love it, and I think you're going to like it too. Thank you to Magic Mind. All right, Anna, what are we doing now? There was a bunch of stuff that happened this week.
Oh, the AIDS. You want to talk about that?
I
felt you were captivated. West. Yes, you were captivated by that story. I was captivated by Kanye West is somehow back in the news. Just when you think it can't get worse than him saying "I heart Hitler," it gets worse. I didn't know.
You got to give it to Kanye. He really knows how to get eyeballs on him. And it used to be for things like his performance and his,
musical ability
genius.
And his producing skills and his lyricism.
Yeah.
But now it's for his past.
Now I want the old view back. How do I get that back? No. Terrible. All right, this will have to do. I think it's gonna look better. But Kanye West claims he had an incestuous relationship with a male cousin as a child, and they acted out explicit magazines. The tweet said, "The song Cousins about my cousin that's locked up in jail for life, killing a pregnant lady a few years after I told him we wouldn't look at dirty magazines together more." So he's directly correlating the fact that Kanye said, "I'm not going to look at nudie mags with you anymore," to this guy going, "I'm going to kill this pregnant lady."
I don't know if that's what he's doing, but it seems like that's what he's inferring.
Right.
Okay.
He said, "Perhaps in my self-centered mess, I felt it was my fault. That I showed him those dirty magazines when he was 6, and we acted out what we saw."
Hold on. Okay, finish reading and then we'll go back.
He said, "My name is Ye. I sucked my cousin's dick till I was 14. Tweet sent." And that's how it ended.
Now, there's a few things to unpack here. He said his cousin was 6 when this started. How old was he?
Was he the younger or the older, I wonder?
Or were they the same age?
Or same age. I get the feeling that he was a little older. It seems like when he was 6 and we acted out what we saw. He said, "My dad had Playboy magazines, but the magazines I found in the top of my mom's closet were different."
Right.
Yeah. And it was fun, back in the 90s. You probably didn't do this as a girl, did you? Like seek out.
I didn't seek it out. I did find some interesting magazines in college.
Yeah.
And when I would go to like
Not in your parents.
No.
I remember my dad had a drawer with just like a stack of mags.
Playboy or
Yeah.
or
Pretty
was
innocent
it-
stuff. Maybe some sub hustler kind of slipped in there from time to time, or some off brand. He's a cheap guy. So he would,
but I'm
maybe
just what I'm
Hot
saying
Honeys
is
or something.
Yeah, no, that's fine. What I'm talking about is like I don't one time I came across quite a fetishy magazine.
Yeah.
That was disturbing.
What was the I mean, I don't want to get too graphic. We can say
I
whatever we
do.
want.
Screwdrivers?
Uh-huh. I know what a screwdriver is.
Yeah,
Familiar.
like someone like using tool. I don't know if they were trying to market to men who like tools,
Okay.
but like instead of using perhaps like a dildo, it was like a
using it.
screwdriver or like a
Okay.
wrench.
The handle side or the actual screwdriver side?
I think it was more like an insinuation of an action where like the screwdriver was on the ground facing upwards and a girl was like straddling it as if to go,
Wow.
you know what I'm about to do.
Mm.
You know?
Who had this magazine? One of your roommates?
I don't know where I saw it. I think it was in college somewhere, but I'm like, oh, I didn't know. Like for some reason, because I don't want to say I was like really sheltered. I feel like I sheltered myself, if that makes sense. But like this people around me were like a good Christian girl group. Didn't date in high school, didn't have a kiss till I was in college. Like I was just kind of like in a sheltered bubble.
Mm-hmm.
I just thought people were just like, oh, people have sex. Sometimes they put it in their butt. But beyond that, I didn't think there were any like crazy fetishes.
Yeah.
Except for like super, super freaks. I didn't know that it was pretty common for people to have like fetishes.
Do you know what the magazine was called?
No, God, no. I just was like, oh my goodness gracious.
Yeah.
And then there was one with like very large black chicks that I found, and I just swiped that from some like a neighbor's house.
Yeah.
And then what I did was I feel like I like ripped it up and I started like putting it all over my roommate's wall, like taped it up.
Yep.
So when they would wake up, they'd be like, oh my God. And I'd be like,
they'd be like, oh my God, I'm so horny now. They're just into that. Yeah. I remember when I was a kid, we found this guy up the road, old man, I remember, and they just were riding our bikes on the street that I lived on, and there was a pile of magazines, like really high, like 3 foot high, 2 feet high, in the recycling can, just like a normal recycling, not even like a garbage can, but like
I know what you're like, open basket.
Yeah, like a basket.
Yeah.
And it was just full of Playboys.
Now, did you
recycled
just spotted the top one, and then you're like, is that what I think it is?
Well, you're driving around and you go, what's that? Whoa, wait a minute. What is that? Yeah. Hit the brakes, come back around. Me and Philip, my next door neighbor, were like, yo, oh my God, dude, this is the jackpot.
Yeah.
This is incredible.
And you're not even stealing because it's like recycled.
They're just out there.
Yeah.
I just thought it was so bizarre. Like, even as a kid, I was probably like 8 or 9. 10 maybe. Like, that's insane to put those in a recycling can. Just out, like not in a bag or anything, just like out on the side of the road. There's some nudie mags. So that's a bold move, sir. But yeah, we just took those and we had them in our ditch that we lived in. Pretty much as a kid in your clubhouse.
But what a core memory. Like, I know that guy did something dumb, but like you'll never forget that.
No, God bless him.
Yeah.
It really helped.
You gotta, it's funny. Like, these tiny insignificant things that people do to them are your core memories growing up.
Yeah, just little things.
You're just like, oh my God, I can't believe that happened. Like when I walked into the bathroom with Deba and there was that special needs person on the toilet.
Right.
And it was like a man, whatever. I've told the story before.
Yep.
Like, I'll never forget that.
Burned into your brain.
Never forget that. And me and Deba would talk about it to this day. We're almost, 25. It's crazy. Yeah.
It's interesting, the mentality there, though, because I think what he's hinting, Kanye anyways, is that he was, soiled because he got access to this material at an early age and didn't know how to process it. So he just started performing it out. I've looked at porno mags as a young man, probably way sooner than I should have been. And I didn't get the urge to I need to try this out. I knew it was like, oh, I shouldn't be It was more having access to something I shouldn't have access to. Like, I know I'm not supposed to be seeing this. I don't even know if I was like horny from it. I was just like, wow, that's nuts. I'm not supposed to be seeing this.
Is he trying to deflect from like the Nazi stuff?
I think maybe. I mean, he should. Honestly, he really should.
I saw someone, it was like such a throwaway tweet, but to me it was so funny. Someone posted on Twitter, and I don't know if you've seen that Clint Eastwood gif where he's like, ugh.
Yeah.
And it was like all the people here for like pro-Nazi stuff are just like, oh God, like we just wanted Adolf Hitler stuff, and here we are hearing you talk about you sucking your cousin's dick.
Yeah, and then just like tweets and then no follow-up. I don't know if there's been a follow-up to the tweet or not, just throwing it out there. It definitely got a lot of attention though this week. I don't even know what to say about it. I mean, that's not good. That's bad.
I just feel like clearly he's just not well, right? I mean, people are trying to say like this isn't good, and he's making these he needs to be put away.
Well, is he and I think, does it matter if he's the kid? I mean, they're both underage, right? So if he's performing this action, is it because like, did the kid not want to do it? Like, is he a molester is essentially what I'm saying.
I think if both kids are minors, it's less of an issue. But if he was like over the age of 12 and doing it to a kid that was under the age of 12, I know in most states that's like an extra charge.
Yeah.
Like if you were an adult and you molest like a 13-year-old, not good, but better than if it was like a 6-year-old.
Yeah.
Like there's it's like an aggravated charge if the kid is under 12. Yeah.
Right. I don't know. I hope he gets the help that he needs.
Does he need help?
I don't know.
I don't know. Like it's in the past.
Something's going.
If that were to happen, like those are the things you're just so blessed to keep and take to your grave. You know what I mean? You're just like, I really hope no one finds out about this. And then you have like, if that is true, that cousin that you sucked off is in prison, like great. Then if he says stuff, you're like, this is my crazy criminal cousin. No one's going to believe him.
Maybe he's trying to help and be like, he's insane. He was insane or something because I did.
Yeah.
Made him do
this
thing.
But then if you're just so blessed to have that go under the radar, no one finds out about it, don't put it on Twitter.
Like, well, that's his deal now. Like
I know. Why is this seem worse than the Hitler stuff? Like, why, as a Jew, I'm asking you, why is this more grotesque? You know what it is? Because with the Hitler stuff, like he's talking about like other people, but when you're like, this is what I did. I sucked off a 6-year-old.
Oh, I'm going to clip that.
No.
It's going to be a clip. Anyway, God bless everybody in that whole thing. Not good. I don't even really know what to say about it. I just saw
it is newsworthy.
Like, whoa.
Yeah, it was jarring.
Whoa. Yeah, it's a lot.
Yeah.
I did want to talk about this real quick, Anna. Did you see this?
I did, yes.
And this is as a broadcaster here, it's a little different now. But when we were on the radio, particularly, you had a crew when you were with Bubba, you had a crew kind of. Shaq had a crew here. But when you were on with, like, sometimes I would host shows by myself on the Bone live. And one of my biggest fears would be like, what if I have to use the bathroom? Like, it's an emergency. Like, what would I do?
Go to break and run to the bathroom.
You go to break, but then it's like the breaks might not last that long. I guess you would just have to hope you get back in time.
What is your other option? To shit yourself on TV?
Well, maybe not on TV.
In a chair that everyone else uses?
No, I would obviously, try to remedy it ASAP. But I don't know, like, if nobody's there.
Yeah.
And obviously you're not thinking correctly, but I'm thinking like worst case scenario, what would I do in a situation where you're live on air and you have to and it's gonna come out.
It's coming out.
It's coming out.
It is fecal ejection syndrome.
Now, I am a firm believer that you can talk to your body and make your body do stuff. Because I was going to say I never shit my pants, but that's false. But since I've trained my body I feel like I can tell my body, like, don't do it. Don't do it. But sometimes your body goes, okay, but you only have a few minutes. So you better figure it out in a few minutes or I'm not going to be able to hold it anymore.
They say mind over matter, right?
Yeah.
I feel like there are limits to that. So I like don't necessarily think you're wrong, but I do think there are limitations. For example, if I don't know if you've ever watched like marathon runners or whatever, the hitting the wall. Have you ever seen this happen? Where the runner is like telling its body to run and they just like fall on the ground. The legs will not move.
Right.
This is the equivalent to that where you go, okay, I'm going to hold it. Okay. Contraction. All right. We're good. And then you get to a point where the body is like, listen, I've warned you for the last 20 minutes. I tickled your rectum. I told you I have to come out of you. You're not listening to me. So now I'm just coming out.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I can't think of a time where I've always just gotten to where I need to go beforehand. And I suppose in a situation, if I was on the air and I had to go, realistically, what I would do is I would just go to break, put in a best of clip, take out the live stop set.
You'd be able to do that as your toes are curling.
Yeah, I mean, you would have to, like, because I could think my body would be like, you have 2 minutes. That's all I can give you is 2 minutes. So I would just say, all right, I gotta go to break. We'll be right back. And then punch out really quick, go to the side computer, put in the JN, whatever it is.
Yeah.
Put that in and then just go to the bathroom. And I think that 15 minutes should be enough time.
Oh, I mean, if it's an emergency, I could be out in 3 minutes.
Even with wiping?
I mean,
what if it's a disaster? Like, I'm assuming it's just going to be a disaster.
Maybe 5 minutes.
You're going to nearly need to soak
This almost happened to me on the front end of doing radio, meaning I was on my way to work on the Howard Franklin. This was about 2 or 3 years ago. I had some weird stomach bug where I've never had this before, where the onset of feeling like, oh, and then emergency was like 90 seconds. Ooh. Like I'd feel nothing. I'm totally fine. And then a 1000% emergency. And I'm on the Howard Franklin doing 90.
Yeah.
And then run into the bathroom, do my business. I walk in, show starts at 6 a.m. I walk in at 5:59. Bubba starts hounding me. Where the fuck have you been? And I just looked at him and I just go, I I almost shit myself. And he goes, perfect. We're going to start with that.
Yeah. This guy's content. Yeah.
That was the next hour of the show.
Well, this happened to Shaquille O'Neal. Shaquille O'Neal, former NBA star, now a commentator on NBA on TNT, which is, I don't watch basketball at all. I used to when I was a kid, but I don't watch it anymore. But I do see a lot of clips of, they have like a good chemistry.
Like with, not Chuck Berry. What's his name?
Charles Barkley. And him. And they're just good together.
They're funny.
They're funny. Yeah. But Shaq had to go.
The other thing about Kawhi is, you all right, big fella? Catching a cramp.
Go ahead. Keep talking, Jeff.
Yeah, we're on TV.
I know what we're doing. Go ahead.
Yeah, that's that olive oil you've been drinking.
I know.
Hey, take some matches with you.
He said it's an olive oil. So he must be doing that olive oil cleanse.
Can I see that one more time?
Sure. Also, I love what he calls
running, not running.
I like what he calls them out. That's that olive oil you've been drinking. He just said, like, I know. That's it. That is what it is. He didn't try to fight it. He was like, yeah, that's exactly what it is.
The other thing about Kawhi is, you all right, big fella? Catching a cramp.
Go ahead. Keep talking, Jeff.
Yeah, we're on TV.
I know what we're doing. Go ahead.
Yeah, that's that olive oil you've been drinking.
I know.
Hey, take some matches with you. Hey, listen, he couldn't hold it. After 40, he can't hold it no more.
That's a first.
He can't hold it.
Unless
he's got something.
That wasn't something planned, was it?
No,
that was not planned.
Hey, listen, he was in the back talking about he's going to drink alcohol and clear up his
No, he's been drinking the olive oil. You know what?
Olive oil to clean his gut. It's cleaning his gut.
I did not like his gait as he left. That was not a typical walk right there.
Hey, he been drinking. He says he read somewhere if you drink a shot of olive oil.
I saw them doing that the other day in the makeup room.
They've been doing it. They're going to do it. You have to do it for 2 weeks.
Well, you're going to miss a lot of airtime then.
Hey, listen. Listen,
Hey,
I just hope we got enough matches around here.
Please turn his mic off. That's all.
That's another issue.
Hey, somebody go get some lighters.
Oh my God!
All right, yeah, let's.
You can't even. You can't.
How
even
do we
make this up.
segue from that?
You can't even make. You can't even.
No,
do that.
no,
can't
that's,
make this up.
That's
What I was going to say about Kawhi earlier, before he goes, we need to get the thing. He reminds. Oh, here he is. So,
So they must have went to break and he came back. I'm assuming.
Oh, is this like a slow mo?
I was gonna say because that's a really quick poo.
Yeah.
If he actually did that, but if it's olive oil, it may just slid right out. I don't know.
I've seen that face
before.
I can feel it. Now he's lipping.
There was the
Oh, I see. Yes,
It's a playback.
Yes, you're right.
gate. There is like
Number one, drinking that water. Oh, okay. Hey, listen, man. Drinking that water. You couldn't,
drinking that water, huh?
Chuck, stop talking so damn much.
What do you mean?
Finish your point so we can go to break.
We waiting on you, fool.
I'm sitting there like, shut the hell up and hurry up. Sorry about that, America.
So that's, I mean,
we can all relate to that.
Yeah,
I love
experienced
that.
The greatest nightmare.
Oh, that's funny.
I don't even know what to say about it other than I feel.
We've
I
all
feel
been
it.
there. And this is why I love poop stories so much, because everyone has had a close call or like you just pooed their pants or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. Remember with the Robitussin and the Italian sub, the towel.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
It's
see,
one of my favorite
was,
stories.
That's what I was thinking of because I had an incident last year, and that was the last time I pooed my pants. It wasn't really a poo though. It was just I was ill. I was very stressed out. I was sick.
to say that exactly.
Not sick to my stomach. I had a cold, so I took a bunch of cold medication, and then I got an Italian sub, and the mixture combined, just like I didn't poo, I farted, and what happened? Just liquid just shot out of my body like a jet engine when I just a little burst.
Did it burn?
Yeah. Yeah, it was just like
hot fuel.
Yeah, brown water. It could have sent us to Mars. Elon needs to bottle that stuff up because that could get us to Mars, save the planet. But yeah, and I was like, uh-oh. And actually, this is when that happened because I just moved in here with Julia to our place. It's still her place. Moved in with her, and we'd been together for I don't know 3 years at that point. And I was thinking about like, if this goes well in 6 months, I'm going to make this woman my wife. And I had this moment where I was like, I think I just jet fueled shit all over my pantaloons. Like, I got to ask her, like, I can kind of feel it. I can suspect it. But I was like, hey, is something on the back of my pants? And she went, oh. And I went, oh no, I know that scoffing laugh. And she's just like, Here, take the towel, go home. I'll wait here for you. Come back when you're done. And her like
cavalier.
Yeah, just was like
down ass bitch.
I'm not grossed out by it. It's more funny than anything. I'm not like grossed out by it. I was like, you're real.
I'm gonna wife you up.
Yeah, you're a real one.
That was when you knew she was the one.
So thank God I shit my pants
Can
that
we
day.
Tell that story at the wedding somehow.
Work it in.
Yeah.
I'm trying to figure out how we're going to do this because we have a location picked out. It's going to be April 4th, 2026. It's going to be a little bit of a travel. Did I tell you it's going to be in Amelia Island?
You did, yes.
So we have a venue picked out. So what I would like to do, you brought up like, can girls be groomsmen?
Oh, this was a while ago.
Yeah.
Before we get into that,
yeah,
I just want to say, because it did cross my mind on Sunday, I do not want to put any stress on you or your partner.
Right.
So like if I'm nothing or I'm head usher or whatever, I don't care.
Yeah.
I'm not going to, it's not my day. And I don't want you to feel pressure to do anything.
Right.
That's what I want to start with.
Well, I was thinking, because like, I think that I have more friends than she does, like people that could consist in a wedding party. But I think that you and my friend Zach are like my best friends, quote unquote, best friends. So what I would like to do is have just you two. And maybe if you have to say a few words, if you want to bring up that story, I think it would be a big hit.
I think it'd be a great hit.
I think it'd be a big hit. I don't know what the mood would be with everybody else. I think it's a great story. And I think it was, I've told you that's when I knew I was going to marry my future wife.
Right.
So, I mean, I think that's a good story to tell. True love. Yes, that's right. Yeah. Anyway, we'll see what happens.
Okay. No pressure.
No pressure at all.
And I mean
None.
that truly.
I'm
just happy to be there.
Yeah. I want this to be stressful or stress-free for everybody.
Yes.
Involve guests. You know, I don't want to put anybody on the spot or make demands of anybody. Like,
oh, question.
Yeah.
And this is something I've thought about for myself. Not that I'm planning on getting married ever anytime soon, because we know how I feel about marriage, but your parents are not together.
No.
They would both be in attendance.
Right.
Does that drum up any sort of anxiety for you?
I guess a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I want everybody to, and I don't really have any fears of nobody like fighting or anything like that. But it is like, where do you put everybody? But her parents are also split up and have different partners. And, you know, I don't know. The seating chart, you know, we were thinking just like not even do a seating chart.
Yeah.
Just like sit wherever you want. But that's also stressful. That's stressful for the guest.
I think it's better you just have assigned seating.
It's better if you just have assigned. So I have to, you know, figure that out somehow. Maybe instead of doing a round table with them, just do like a long table. So you just sit next to.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah, so they don't have to talk to each other. They just talk to their person.
Because I've had that. Here's the thing. I don't think they would like have an altercation there or anything like that.
Yeah.
But it's more so, I'm also really empathetic. I think you are too, where you're just like, this is going to be very uncomfortable for them, perhaps.
Sure.
Like if my parents were to come to, let's just say I got married and they were both there with their partners, like I know they would play nice. Like my parents are great, but I know that they would have to like they would have to do a dress rehearsal in the mirror. Like, hi, oh, hey, how's it going? You know, they would have to like rehearse that or think like, how am I going to smile at you? Am I going to say hello? I'm going to shake your hand. We were married for 30 fucking years. I'm going to shake your, what am I going to do? Am I going to say hello to your new husband who I clearly don't like?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, how is that interaction gonna go? I've thought about that many times before. Yeah. And the solution is I'm never gonna get married.
Yeah, that just makes it easier on you.
Yeah.
Or get eloped at the, you know, if you do decide.
Yes.
Yeah. I don't know. It's gonna be fun. But anyway. Last thing, Anna, before we go, because I feel like if we don't talk about it, we're gonna miss it next week. This is something that I have noticed.
It's something I'm passionate about.
It's something you're passionate about.
Yes.
Okay. I like that. Okay. Well, there's an epidemic of fake Down syndrome influencers created with AI that are being used to promote OnlyFans content. Now, this whole concept of AI in general is, I mean, it's obviously exponentially blown up over the past few years. Like it can do things now that are already freaky, and it's only going to exponentially get better and better, or worse and worse, depending on how you look at it. Now, I remember, and I couldn't find it. I did delete a bunch of stuff off the website just to kind of, you know, clean it up. But I remember we did a podcast where there was just like this very attractive lady, like of age, but a young lady, like I would say looked like 20, 21, 22 years old.
Kid.
Yeah, kid, if you will. But a legal kid. And I remember just being like, she's too hot. There's something going, like, it's too perfect. And then I found out, like, we did a deep dive, and you don't remember this one. It's like Olivia something, Kristava. Or
I do remember more now. Keep talking about it.
Yeah.
It's like coming back.
And we did a deep dive, and what we found out that it was actually an older lady, like in her 40s, who was using a AI face filter, like a Snapchat filter, to kind of smooth out her face and make it, like, beautify it. And that she was making a ton of money online selling photos, OnlyFans of herself, but she was just using this mask over it. Now it's just straight up, you know, not real people. They're just creating these personalities. And I tie this into, I remember talking about this with you when we were doing Stay Woke about the future of radio and how eventually I believe that they're going to try to do AI personalities for radio and just have them live online. And they'll just create these avatars and have them do stuff. I didn't know it was going to be this good that they're able to do these things where they're making videos and talking. And But there is a epidemic now online of, and I don't know what the psychology of it is, but hot chicks with Down syndrome.
Yeah.
Why?
It's like the next frontier. It's like it's dirty, it's kinky, but they're hot, right? Like they have nice bodies, big breasts, nice booties, and you're like I think it's more of like an intrigued thing, but you're like, that is a hot chick. And I think people are like, maybe some don't know that it's AI.
Yeah.
I know there's a lot of Instagram accounts with stuff like that, and in the description will say AI. Sometimes it gets missed by people who are like seeing it online. But yeah, it's a way to kind of lure people into just like a new, like, hey, I'm following this like really hot Down syndrome chick on OnlyFans, you know? So I think it's more of like a novelty thing.
It's taboo.
Yeah.
I think that's what it, like, you're not supposed to, but are you? I mean, I know that there's a push. I've seen there was a viral ad that was going on. I think it might have been Australia, where it was, you know, like Down syndrome people can drink. Like you won't serve me at a bar. Like you've seen that one, right?
Yeah. I think I saw like Shane Gillis like comment on it.
Yeah. Yeah. But there is a push for that. So where it's kind of the slippery slope. Like, okay, well, where does that end? You can have a drink. Like you could just do everything that normal people do. Well, normal people are fucking. Okay. So are you able to do that?
Yes.
With, you say yes. With somebody who has the same condition, or with just a normal?
Well, there has to be a line in the sand. This is what I would say. Much like we do it with age. Okay. We do it with age 18. So it's not like you're that much more mature, you know, the day before your 18th birthday than the day after your 18th birthday. Obviously not. But that's the line in the sand. That's the legal line in the sand. I would say this. We need to do the same with IQ. If it's above 60, I don't care if you have Down syndrome. I don't care if you have spina bifida or what, autism, doesn't matter. And I'm just making up this number, but like, I think 62, 63 is considered like clinically retarded. I think I can say that word now.
Yeah.
If it's above that, then I just say fair game, whatever.
Right.
Because you're allowed to have sex with a dumb person, but then it gets, sometimes if you're too dumb, then it's clinical. Now it's a problem.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's kind of clinical. It's not just like somebody who's dumb that doesn't have a chromosomal condition. Is there a different? I don't know.
But there's
to
other
me, it feels like there's
chromosomal conditions. Like you could have like XXY or whatever, where you've got like Klinefelter syndrome.
Does it affect your IQ? Where you're just like,
I don't know. It affects a lot of things.
I listen. I remember talking to a guy on a weekly checkup who's, you know, a big advocate for Down syndrome. Great guy, really nice dude. But he was telling me like, well, there's other forms of IQ, and like there's a lot of stigma. And I'm like, I mean, I don't know. But then you get into stuff like this, or it's like stuff I don't even want to think about.
Oh, I do.
And you just go, okay, well, yes, there are other forms of IQ. I understand that, but or intelligence. I mean, but
well, here's the thing with Down syndrome, much like autism, much like any sort of condition, it's a spectrum. Like obviously the chromosomal thing isn't a spectrum, but as far as how much it affects our cognition is a spectrum. Like we've all seen Down syndrome people where you're like, whoa. And then we've met Down syndrome people where we're like, whoa. You know what I mean? And so there's certainly, like with any human being or a group of humans, there's a range of IQ, you know, whether you're 90 or 95 or 110 or 115. Same goes with Down syndrome people. So I think what should happen is there should be a line in the sand. And then when it's below that line, it can no longer be deemed consensual. Perhaps. But then that's really crappy, because then what if they want to have sex with another Down syndrome person that's 71 IQ?
That's what I'm saying.
You know what? I'm making a new line in the sand. If you're an adult and you can consent, even if you're that, then I say fair game. Because who am I? Who's the government to tell you that you can't have sex with that person that you want to?
And it's not like, I mean, plenty of people get tricked into having sex.
Absolutely.
I mean, if they just
manipulated,
or manipulated, or
that's
whatever.
your bad. If you're an adult, like,
I don't know. I just feel like it's easier, and I feel like
totally easier. But it's totally easier.
Yeah.
But that's life. And here's the thing, maybe they're so fucking dumb that it doesn't even affect. They're like, boom, boom. Like most people would be like, oh my God, I feel regret. I feel like I was taken advantage of. They're just like, you know, where's my next grilled cheese? You know, sort of thing.
Yeah.
So I say, if you're an adult and like you can say words like yes and no, then fair game. Fair fucking game.
Yes and no.
And here's the thing. Here's the thing. I heard, do you know who like Andrew Wilson is? He's on like the whatever podcast a lot.
Yeah, I've heard his name before.
Okay. Yeah, he talks, he's religious, but whatever. What he was talking about, like things that are like immoral, like incest is immoral. And let's just say it's between two consenting adults. And I'm going to make a really bold claim here, and might get a lot of pushback, but I don't think, again, given it's not like a father having sex with his daughter or something like that, that's like 6 years old, right? They're both adults. I wouldn't say it's immoral. It's disgusting.
Yeah, I think
you know what I mean.
You should have a built-in system against that, which I think most people do.
You do.
There's obviously some people that don't.
Yeah, so it's like you don't.
Overwhelmingly, people do have a built-in.
Correct.
System.
Like you don't really need laws for that, if that makes sense. Because no one's like, I really want to fuck my sister, but there's a law against it. I'm not going to do it. Most people, like you said, have a built-in psychological mechanism that's like, that's gross.
Yeah.
I'm not going to do that.
Right.
So I don't think it's wrong, though. It's a bad idea and it's disgusting, but it's not wrong. Does that make sense?
It does. I just, this is one of the things I don't like about where we're at as far as just opening Pandora's box with postmodernism. It's like you think about things that you shouldn't even, I didn't even want to think about this stuff. Like, can you bang a person with Down syndrome? Is that
should be able to.
Is it against, like,
if they're an adult?
Like, no. Like a few years ago, it was like, no. Like it didn't even really come into your mind. But then there's, advocates, whether they have good intentions because they want to bang somebody with Down syndrome, or because they're just like, I have this disease and I want to get banged.
Yeah, maybe your type is not, it's
tough.
Yeah,
it's tough. I don't know, but it is bizarre that there is this taboo, and I think it's because that there are people, on Netflix with this condition of the Love on the Spectrum. I know that's a little different, but there were some people with Down syndrome on that show.
Yes.
So it kind of mixes where they're just like more front and center. And I think it kind of creates, because human beings are deviant in some cases, that it's just like, I want to bang that.
Yeah,
I just don't. Like I have this avatar I can Google.
Here's the thing: you can't have it both ways. You can't say these people with Down syndrome are just like everybody else. There should be no difference between them and us, and then go, well, hold on. You can't bang them even if they consent to it, because that's wrong. Well, why is it wrong? Because they're fucking retarded. You can't do that.
That's what I mean.
You can't have it both ways.
A few years ago.
Either you treat them like everybody else or you don't. So pick one is what I'm saying. And I'm saying fuck fest.
Let me just read a little bit of this. A disturbing trend has emerged where AI is being used to create Instagram influencers with Down syndrome to promote adult content on platforms like OnlyFans and FanView. I haven't heard of FanView. This practice, which involves stealing content from real creators and replacing their faces with AI-generated ones, has grown into a concerning industry. So they're basically taking OnlyFans models, doing what the Russian did that we talked about, where she just made herself prettier.
Mm-hmm.
They're just taking videos and putting a Down syndrome filter on them.
Yeah.
And then just making their own accounts and uploading this content, and people are paying for it, essentially. It's grown into a concerning industry. 404 Media reported the resulting fake personas are then used to sell nudes on monetized platforms with a focus on exploiting the I can't say that word.
Fetishization of disabilities.
Thank you.
I hate that. Are they just like everybody else and they deserve the same rights, or are they not? You cannot have it both ways. You cannot have it both ways.
But there's something different about them. So when it's just, yeah, I know, because then you can say, well,
you can say
or
you're younger. You're exploiting people who are younger by posing as someone younger.
It's just something that you're into,
right?
But why are you into that? I mean, it just opens up the whole.
It's
thing.
kind of, I don't want to say it's weird. It's kind of nasty, but I don't think it's wrong. That makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, there's that girl that she looks really young. She has a condition, and she looks like a child. She's like 8 years old, and she's 30 or something.
Like kind of has like the Andy Milonakis syndrome, where it's like they look like a child.
Well, I mean, Andy Milonakis, yeah, he looks like a chubby 16-year-old boy, but this girl looks like she's 8.
I think I've seen those. Is it like some type of dwarfism?
Yeah.
Like a
It's a
primordial dwarfism?
No, it's not that.
Oh.
It's like it's a chromosomal condition, I think.
Mm.
TLC show about little people, girl with Tourette streaming.
With small girl?
I'm afraid to Google this stuff. Small girl. Oh,
yeah, it was in there.
Shauna Ray.
Oh, show me this person.
Okay, I'll pull it up here.
Yes, I've seen her like on a podcast, not the show, but I've seen her on a podcast.
There. Yeah, Shauna.
And
Ray.
how old is she? Like 22.
Yeah, I mean she's of age, but she looks like a.
I mean, I'm sure they make the joke all the time, but this is a pedophile's, best.
That's what I'm saying.
Come true.
But the whole thing with her is, I'm normal.
Yeah.
Like, she doesn't have any. She's got the regular IQ, a normal IQ.
Yeah, she's small.
She just looks very young.
Yeah, she looks like a child.
I mean, come on.
You're like, hi, this is my wife.
Yeah, or my
wife.
Like,
yeah.
You're gonna get, and she talks about obviously that's trouble.
Yeah.
Her.
So is she supposed to do it? Date an 8-year-old? Like she can't.
Can't no,
because that's illegal for her to do.
Right.
So the only, like, I guess, permissible solution is for her to date someone with the exact same condition as her. Like, that's the only solution. And there's only 8 of them on the planet.
Well, are there? I feel
know.
like there's probably a lot of people who might have, pedophilia.
No. I mean, that would be like permissible in the eyes of society.
Oh, right.
know,
there was one. Yes, I see what you're saying. And I remember I saw a clip. It was some dude who kind of had this condition too, but she wasn't really into
Too bad.
it because
there's only 4 of you.
Her eyes, but she's not into that. She's
Too
like,
bad, bitch.
I'm not into like kids. I like dudes, men.
Right. But then does she understand that the people that she is probably attracting would be men who are into children?
Yeah,
she knows
she does
that.
Understand that. Yeah.
So it's like
it is a risk for
that
her.
is such a horrible riddle like God played on you.
Yeah.
Like I'm a woman, but I look like a child, and the only men that are attracted to me are guys that like to fuck kids, but I want a man, and I'm not attracted to 8-year-olds because I'm not a pedophile either. Ugh.
It's a quagmire.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. Like, this is like, I don't even want to get in. I'm sorry, but I think you're banned. You cannot. You can't have a relationship.
You just got to be with someone with the same.
It's your cross to bear.
Yeah.
Or you have to get with another freak. Sorry, and I mean, I mean that literally, not trying to be insulting. I mean, you are there's like when you do long division, there's a remainder. And you just don't know what to do with it. And you just kind of put it off to the side there and circle it. And you go, I don't know.
Yeah, so it was leftover.
That's her. She's the remainder. She's just like, I don't know.
1/3 of a person.
Yeah, I don't really know. I mean, you're a full person, but I don't know. Sorry, like your condition, it just prevents you from. That's my feeling.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
That's sad.
I mean, technically, she should be able to date whomever. She's of age.
She could show her ID. I don't know. It's just like. If you like that,
if you see that and you get aroused, that's a problem.
It's a problem.
It's a problem.
It's a big problem. It's a big problem.
Yeah.
So I mean, I don't know. And I just feel like that's such a. I don't know. It just goes with like all this stuff. A few years ago was just like you didn't even think about it. It was just like, yeah, you're a freak. Sorry, you can't. You don't have a high enough IQ to bang. So like it just didn't come up, and now everybody's like. You should bang everything. I just don't. I don't know.
Yeah,
it's a very uncomfortable time to be alive, isn't it?
It is. I'm sorry. Is it Shauna Ray?
Shauna Ray.
I'm really sorry that happened to you.
Yeah, that sucks.
That is just so unfortunate. And she's clearly like a pretty person. She kind of looks like an adult there.
She's cute
in the split. Yeah, but then you zoom out and you're like, okay, the feet are dangling.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
And even if you say like she's 22, here's her ID, it goes, it doesn't matter.
I mean, she's not even, I mean, she's got like there's her in a bikini.
Yeah, she's an 8-year-old. Not even 6, maybe. Yeah. That super sucks. What does she have? What's her condition?
Let's ask Google.
Mm-hmm.
What does
I think she's like a primordial dwarf, but I guess it's different.
I think it was like a tumor on her
Like pituitary gland.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
Oh no,
Pituitary dwarfism.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that. Okay, that makes
Childhood brain cancer.
Sorry. I see. Yeah, because the pituitary, like, what is it? The pituitary adrenal something axis, hypothalamus axis. That's like what kickstarts puberty. So probably
right.
Okay,
exactly.
Makes sense.
So she just got stuck.
Yeah.
Being 8, she was developed.
Does she have a sleeve of tattoos?
Yes, she got tattoos.
That's hilarious. They're like, you shitty parents that let your 8-year-old get a full sleeve.
Yeah, she has to be like, no, I'm 25.
Yeah,
she's probably like 30 now. She's been on.
God.
I think she's had a show forever. She's old now.
Yeah,
3'10".
Oof.
She's 22 but looks 8. This is the New York Times or New York Post. This is from 2000. Okay, so I guess it hasn't been that long. Yeah, look,
she's very cute.
She's adorable.
Yeah,
adorable. But
that just that's a bad look. You're like, shame on you, mom. Like that was my initial instinct. Was like, where's the parents?
Yeah, she's smoking, vaping. She's doing it all.
She should be like going to Coachella and doing like some prank stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're just like, where is your mother?
She's got a TLC show.
She's
I'm sure she's doing all right.
Yeah, she is. But
It's
dang, that
a
super
crazy time.
sucks.
But I mean, like, if she hopped on OnlyFans,
make a killing.
Which is like, just give us the meteor. Like, people just kept their. I know it's always been around, but what I mean is, like, a few years ago, you didn't even. Now people are like, let's talk about it, and you're like, whoa, why? Like, keep it to yourself. Keep your demented human essence to yourself. Have shame. You don't need to have shame anymore. We can talk about it. I want to do, you want to do something with somebody. I don't want to say anything that I can get clipped. I'm already clipping yours later. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like,
I like
how
these
did this happen?
conversations because I like talk, like I enjoy ethics, like getting down to the crux of like what is immoral and what is moral.
Right.
And
ooh, is that her tattoo? The elephants?
Yeah.
That's not a good tattoo. That looks like a kid's tattoo.
Well, what should she have tattooed to signify that she was an adult?
Devil?
Maybe like a woman, like with her tits out. You know what I mean? Like a pinup titty thing.
Yeah.
That would have been great.
Or Snoopy, smoking a joint.
Also very adult.
Very adult. Very, bad mistakes.
Live, laugh, love. Tramp stamp.
Tramp stamp.
Tramp stamps.
There you go. That's always good. All right. Listen, I don't know if we got anything accomplished today, Hannah.
I think we did.
I think we did too. What's the answer? Leave it in the comments. What do you think? I saw somebody that said their husband thought that Shauna Ray, Tina, my husband thinks she's hot. Okay, your husband should be killed.
Whoa.
Whoa. I mean, I'm kidding, but
she dates some big, tall dude.
Yeah.
He should be shot as well.
But yeah. I'm sorry.
Listen,
I don't know what to tell you.
Kitty porn bait.
Oh, Tina. Thank you for sharing that. Thanks everybody for tuning in. What?
Real quick.
Yeah.
What if she just had like regular dwarfism? That seems like less offensive.
But that was even like what do you want to do, kids? A few years ago, and like dwarves look old.
Yeah, they don't look like children,
right? Like they look like,
but
they can get old.
Most of them are. They're ugly. Like the typical dwarfs with the like big heads.
Yeah.
I forget what it's called, like andro something dwarfism. It's like the main, you know what I mean? When you think dwarf, you're like, oh, that's what it is. Like Peter Dinklage kind of look.
Yeah, Peter Dinklage is kind of a hunk though.
Okay.
I know he's
but you know what I mean? Like
he's
not like Wee Man is kind of hot too, but I'm talking about the ones with like the really big heads.
Yeah.
Like flat feet.
And, we're not talking about the hot ones that are on the very few. We're talking about the bell curve.
Yes. Think of like, like an infant body. And then like when they just start walking and the legs are kind of bow-legged and they got fat, chubby thighs, like that's the look.
Yeah.
Yeah. But they don't look like children. That's the thing. They just look like small people.
Right.
They age like the rest of us. We're this Benjamin Button type bitch. Yeah, it's a problem.
Yeah, it sucks. It sucks for her. So I don't know. I don't know. We're gonna say goodbye, I guess, Anna. I feel dirty. I feel like I need to go take a shower.
I feel the opposite. I feel grateful.
That's interesting.
Super grateful that that's not I don't have to worry about that.
Yeah.
I got other issues, but looking like a child, unfortunately, is not one of them. I say that as a joke, because I'm almost have a birthday coming up, so it's
big one.
No, it's not a big one, but it just creeps at me. It like nags at me, like it like
Are you gonna be 39?
Nope. Think
How
so.
old?
Thanks for guessing.
How old are you gonna be?
38.
Okay. You're gonna start to think about it. See, I'm at 40, and I don't have to think about it anymore.
Yeah.
So you're just thinking about, like, pretty soon I'm gonna be 40.
Yep.
You know what?
I've been thinking about that since I was 34.
I'm gonna freak you out. You're in your 39th year.
Oh, really? Yeah, bitch. I told you that.
Okay.
Yeah, I
All
know.
right.
I've completed 38 years. We know.
Right.
We know.
That's right.
We
Well,
know.
anyway, thank you everybody for tuning in and hanging out with us. Remember to share it with your friends, leave comments, leave thumbs up. That helps out quite a bit. I want to get Captain Horner on the show. I wish he would give an interview, but I'm sure he can't. I think he's in litigation. I want to find out in court if that fucking kid didn't have his lights on. If the kid didn't have his lights on, does it change your mind? His reaction?
Yeah. Not the reaction, but like he would have. Yeah, actually it would.
Okay.
Because then you're like, you could have killed somebody.
I hope that comes out in court, and I hope we can,
You really want this kid going down.
It's not
You
nothing to
do.
do with the kid. I want everybody who sent death threats to pay. I know it's not going to matter even when it comes out.
Do you see a little bit of yourself in Captain Horner? Is that what it is? Where you're like, that guy had a bad moment. We all have bad moments.
Yeah, a little bit.
Okay. I think that's what I'm
a little bit. Like there's just no grace given to anybody. And then with social media, just like I said, you can just dogpile so easy and just ruin somebody's fucking life for a bad moment that was bad. I don't know.
I get it.
I don't know. So we're just gonna leave this up. Magic Mind hooked everybody up, so it'll be early for everybody. Thank you to Magic Mind. magicmind.com/HMBLT. You can get your first order.
Shout out to Holyoke Joe.
Yeah.
Joe, what's
is he
up?
Around?
He's around. I
Okay.
know he's around, and he
Cool,
appreciates the shout outs. So Joe, we're thinking about you. I hope
Nice.
you're enjoying your bananas and whatever else you eat. The hospital.
Good. I'm glad
the
you're
nursing
still
home as
still
a
you're-
45-year-old man.
I'm
Sorry.
glad he's still sticking around here. And thanks to everybody else. No super chats today. That's all right. Just appreciate you being here. So we'll talk to you next week. Have a great
Week
Yeah, in life.
in life.
See you guys.
Bye.